Hey everyone, and welcome back to Thesaurus Thrive. Can you believe we're already looking at 2026? It feels like just yesterday we were talking about new beginnings, right, Ava?
Absolutely, Lily. Time flies, and you know what that means. It's the perfect time to talk about fresh starts, new goals, and how to make 2026 your most successful year yet, especially when it comes to learning English. Because let's be honest, who doesn't want to feel more confident speaking English?
Exactly. So today we're diving deep into 2026 motivation for successes and how that ties directly into easy English conversation and helping you learn English fast. We know a lot of you have big dreams for the new year, whether it's getting a better job, traveling, or just feeling more comfortable talking to people in English. And we're here to tell you it's totally achievable.
We're going to share practical steps, simple phrases, and a mindset that will help you not just learn English, but truly thrive with it. This isn't about memorizing grammar rules. It's about building confidence, one easy conversation at a time. So, if you're feeling a bit stuck, or you're just looking for that extra push, you are in the right place.
Let's kick things off by talking about motivation. Why 2026 specifically? Well, every new year brings this amazing energy, doesn't it? A chance to reset, to look at what you want to achieve. And for many of our listeners, improving English is high on that list. But sometimes that initial motivation fades. How do we keep that fire burning, Ava?
That's such a crucial point, Lily. The key is to shift from I should learn English to I want to learn English because, and that because is your personal motivation. Is it to connect with international friends? To understand your favorite movies without subtitles? To advance your career? Identify that deep reason.
Yeah, I think connecting it to a personal goal is so powerful. For me, when I was learning a new language, I really wanted to be able to order food confidently in a restaurant. It sounds small, but that specific goal kept me going when I felt overwhelmed by all the grammar.
Exactly, and that brings us to setting realistic, small goals. Don't say, I will be fluent in English in 1 month. Instead, try something like, this week I will learn 5 new phrases for ordering coffee, or I will have a 5-minute conversation with myself in English every morning. These small wins build momentum.
Small wins are huge. Think of it like climbing a mountain. You don't just jump to the top. You take one step, then another. Each small step forward is progress. And recognizing that progress, no matter how small, is a massive motivator.
Definitely. And let's talk about the success part. How does English fluency tie into overall success in 2026? Well, in today's global world, English is often the bridge. It connects you to more information, more opportunities, and more people. Imagine being able to confidently present an idea in English at work, or navigate a new city while traveling without any fear.
It truly opens doors. We hear so many stories from our listeners about how improving their English led to a promotion, or helped them make friends from different countries, or even just made them feel more independent and capable. That feeling of independence, that's priceless.
It really is, and often the biggest barrier isn't grammar or vocabulary, it's the fear of speaking, the fear of making mistakes. We get so many messages about this. But here's the thing. Everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. It's part of the learning process.
Yes, embrace the mistakes. Think of them as proof that you're trying, that you're putting yourself out there. Each mistake is a lesson. If you wait until you're perfect to speak, you'll never speak. The goal isn't perfection, it's communication.
Absolutely. So, how do we make easy English conversation a reality? It starts with focusing on what we call functional English. This means learning phrases and structures that you can use immediately in everyday situations. Not complex academic language, but the kind of English you use to greet someone, ask for directions, or share an opinion.
Let's break that down. A great starting point is daily routines. We all have them, right? Waking up, eating breakfast, going to work or school. When you can talk about your daily routine, you're already using a wide range of verbs and time expressions.
Exactly. For example, I wake up at 7 a.m., I have coffee, I go to work. These are simple sentences, but they build a foundation. And then you can add more detail. After I wake up, I usually check my phone for a few minutes. Or, before I go to work, I always make sure to have a good breakfast.
See how we're adding connecting words there? After, before, and then. These are super important for making your sentences flow naturally. Instead of just saying a list of actions, you're telling a story.
Let's take a common daily situation. Imagine you meet a new colleague. What's the first thing you say? You greet them, right? Simple greetings like, "Hi, how are you?" or "Good morning." Don't overthink it, just use these common phrases.
And then they might say, "I'm good, thanks. How about you?" And you respond. That's a conversation. It's not a debate or a formal presentation. It's just two people exchanging simple information. Don't feel like you need to have a deep philosophical discussion right away.
Right. Asking and answering simple questions is your superpower for easy conversation. What do you do? Where are you from? Did you have a good weekend? These are all excellent conversation starters. And when someone asks you a question, give a simple answer, then maybe add a little extra detail, and then try to ask them a question back. That keeps the ball rolling.
For example, if someone asks, "What do you do?" you could say, "I'm a student," or "I work in marketing." And then you could follow up with, "What about you?" or "And what do you enjoy doing?" That shows interest and keeps the conversation flowing naturally.
Exactly. Let's introduce some useful vocabulary and phrases for both motivation and conversation that you can start using today. For motivation, we've got phrases like set a goal, stay focused, never give up, make progress. These are really strong words to keep in mind.
So instead of just thinking, "I want to learn English," tell yourself, "I'm going to set a goal to practice English for 15 minutes every day." Or if you're feeling tired, remind yourself to stay focused on why you started. And even if you feel like you're not getting anywhere, never give up. Every little effort helps you make progress.
And for conversation, some really useful phrases are, "How are you doing? What's up?" which is more casual. Then, for listening and showing interest, "Tell me more." "I see what you mean. That's interesting." These are all great for sounding natural.
Using "tell me more" is so effective because it encourages the other person to continue talking, which takes pressure off you to come up with something new immediately. And saying, "I see what you mean," or "That's interesting," shows you're engaged, even if you don't have a long response.
It's all about building those conversational bridges, right? Now, for our practice section. This is where we encourage you to speak aloud. Don't just listen, say these sentences with us. It helps build muscle memory for your mouth and brain.
Ready? Repeat after me. Sentence number 1. My goal for 2026 is to speak English every day. Go on, say it out loud. My goal for 2026 is to speak English every day.
Great. Next one, I will stay focused on my English practice. Your turn. I will stay focused on my English practice.
And number 3, I love making progress, even small steps. Say it with confidence. I love making progress, even small steps.
One more. Tell me more about your day. This is a good one for conversation. Repeat. Tell me more about your day.
Excellent! Keep practicing those. Now, to show you how these phrases work in a real-life situation, Ava and I are going to have a mini conversation. We'll be talking about our 2026 goals and how English helps us achieve them. Listen for the phrases we just discussed.
Sounds good, Lily. So, how are you doing today? Feeling good about our 2026 plans?
I'm doing great, thanks, Ava. And yes, I'm really excited. My goal for 2026 is to connect with even more people globally through Thesaurus Thrive. And English is key to that, you know? What about you? Any big plans?
Oh, that's interesting. I see what you mean about connecting globally. For me, my goal is to explore more travel opportunities. I really want to visit South America, and speaking Spanish is useful there, of course. But English is often the common language in tourist spots and for meeting other travelers.
That's fantastic. So you're planning to stay focused on your language skills to make that happen. I imagine you'll encounter so many different accents and ways of speaking. That's a great challenge.
Yeah, exactly. And it reminds me that even when things get tough, I just need to remember to never give up. Every new phrase I learn, every time I manage to understand a local, it's a big step. I love making progress. Tell me more about how you plan to connect with more people. Are you thinking of new podcast segments or maybe live Q&A sessions?
That's a great question, Ava. We're actually thinking of doing more interactive content, maybe some live workshops where people can practice speaking directly with us. It's all about creating a supportive community where everyone feels comfortable, even if they're making small mistakes. Because, as we always say, mistakes are part of the journey. It's how we learn.
I see what you mean. That sounds like a wonderful idea, building that confidence step by step. And you know, Lily, sometimes people feel like they need a perfectly fluent accent to be understood. But honestly, clear communication is much more important than a perfect accent. Just speak clearly, and don't worry too much about sounding like a native speaker.
Absolutely. It's about being understood, not about sounding like you're from London or New York. The beauty of English is its global nature, and there are so many different valid accents. The most important thing is to express yourself. Now, let's move on to some practical tips for improving your English fluency in 2026.
My first tip, and this is a big one, practice speaking every day, even if it's just to yourself. Narrate your day. When you're making coffee, say, "I'm making coffee now. First, I boil water." Or, when you're walking, describe what you see. "I see a big tree and a red car." This helps you think in English.
That's such a great tip, Ava. It doesn't feel like studying, but you're actively engaging your brain in English. My second tip is, don't be afraid to make mistakes. We talked about this, but it bears repeating. Every mistake is a learning opportunity. If you say something wrong, often the person you're talking to will gently correct you, or you'll realize it yourself later. That's valuable feedback.
Exactly. Think of it this way. A mistake means you tried. And trying is the most important part. My third tip would be to find a language partner or join a community. This could be an online group, a local language exchange, or even a friend who is also learning. Practicing with real people in real conversations is irreplaceable.
Yeah, having someone to talk to, even for just 10 or 15 minutes a few times a week, makes a huge difference. And if you can't find a partner, remember what Ava said about talking to yourself. Or try recording your voice. Listen back and hear how you sound. It might feel a little strange at first, but it's really helpful for self-correction.
Another fantastic tip, Lily, and building on that, my fourth tip is to immerse yourself in English media. Watch movies and TV shows with English subtitles at first, then try without. Listen to English music and podcasts like this one. The more you hear natural English, the more it will become natural for you.
That's crucial for understanding the rhythm and intonation of English. Don't just focus on the words. Listen to how people say things. That's part of sounding natural. And remember, consistency is key. A little bit every day is far more effective than cramming for hours once a week.
So true, Lily. So, as we wrap up today's episode, remember that 2026 is your year. It's the year to set those English goals, stay motivated, and make progress towards fluency. Start small, celebrate every step, and don't be afraid to speak up.
You have everything you need to succeed. Believe in yourself, and know that every time you try, you're getting better. We are so proud of your dedication. Keep practicing those simple conversations, use the phrases we shared, and just keep that motivation high.
If you found this episode helpful, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Thesaurus Thrive. Your support helps us reach more learners just like you. And join our community online for more tips and practice opportunities.
Yes, please do. And remember, practice makes progress, not perfection. So keep speaking, keep learning, and we'll catch you next time on Thesaurus Thrive. Happy learning, everyone.
Bye for now.